man who designed this had fun. And while it's never going to take the place of the family car, I, for one, am going to have a lot of fun owning it.
The C7Z06 is a street-legal track weapon that makes its foreign competitors tremble in fear for a fraction of the price. The C7Z06 first debuted back in 2015 and continued its production until 2019. It is a 650 horsepower supercharged bargain that was and still is a very obtainable vehicle. Just about 40,000 C7Z06s were built between both the coupe and the convertible, the coupe being the more popular option. It was also the first Z06 sold with a removable top and an automatic transmission as an option. The Z06 package was first offered in 1963 in the C2 Corvette. This package's purpose was to make the Corvette a street-legal race car, and it did just that. It would usually include a more powerful engine, better brakes, and suspension over the base model. The Z06 would not be offered again until the 5th generation Corvette, and has been in every new generation since. Today, I will be specifically covering the 7th generation Corvette, so let's dive into it. Alright, let's just rip the band-aid off first and take a look into the growing pains of the Z06. Service Bulletin number N202302720, 2015 through 2018 Z06 Corvettes overheating during track use in warmer climates. The Z06 was plagued with overheating issues between both the engine and automatic transmission during track use. From scanning forums, the consensus seems to be that only about 5% of these cars are even tracked. So most owners will never have this issue, but for the 5% that do, GM did grant an extended warranty period of about 72,000 miles, or 7 years, for this specific issue. In order to correct this, GM added auxiliary radiators and a taller supercharger cover. They also changed the transmission fluid to alleviate warm temperatures and hard shifting in the 8L90. GM claimed the original fluid had high moisture content, causing the hard shifts and lack of proper cooling. Now, regardless of GM's fixes for this, if tracking this car becomes a serious endeavor, the aftermarket for better cooling options is always best. Now that's it, right? No more issues for this 200 mile per hour golf caddy? Well, I wish it was, but it's not. According to Sam McEachern, a writer for GM Authority, the lawsuit was filed against GM in U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Michigan and includes 18 plaintiffs. These owners claim the cast alloy wheels on the 2015 through 2019 model year C7 Corvette Z06 and the 2017 through 2019 model year C7 Grand Sport cars are prone to warping, deforming, and cracking. Now, GM, being the cool company they are, placed the blame on the design of the wheel and drivers hitting potholes. They asked for the case to be dismissed mainly on the technicality that there were only 18 plaintiffs in this case, not the required 100. As of May 25th, 2022, 250 people have reported this issue to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Long story short, the federal judge told GM to go pound sand and the case is still ongoing to this day. At least one of these two large issues has been acknowledged by GM, giving any current and future Z06 owners a bit of a safety net regarding the overheating issues. I'm not sure how the lawsuit would play out regarding the cracked and warped wheels. The best option may just be to get some good forged aftermarket wheels, especially if you actually use the car the way it was intended. I don't even know where to begin. This car is just amazing, both on paper and in practice. As of May 2022, the used market is filled with C7Z06s and for absolute bargains. Specifically, the 2016 model year is averaging for about $75,000 on the used market in the Massachusetts area, usually with a 2LZ package and about 10,000 miles on the odometer. The newer you go and the more equipped the car is, the more expensive it will be. Saying that, these are not selling anywhere close to their original MSRP. It's like inflation skipped these cars, and I predict when the new C8 Z06 goes up for sale, even more C7 Z06s will flood the used market. This 3,500 pound supercar killer, has the power to send anyone from 0 to 60 in 2.95 seconds and all the way to 215 miles per hour while pulling 1.2 lateral Gs, and it'll do the quarter mile in 10.95 seconds in its stock form. If you have the Z07 package with the carbon ceramic brakes, this will stop this car from 70 to 0 miles per hour in 128 feet, which beat the $1.4 million 2015 Ferrari LaFerrari, which only did it in 136 feet. And just to be clear how much of a bargain this car is, here is the Nürburgring lap time. It beat a McLaren 720S with a base MSRP of $299,000, and it did lose to an $845,000 Porsche 918 Spyder by 9 seconds. But is that 9 seconds really worth $765,000? I don't really think so. Not to mention the ZR1 tied the 918's time. It just goes to show you what this car is capable of for a fraction of the price. The amount of aftermarket support for these cars is pretty good too. Extra cooling, different suspension setups, bigger brakes, tuning, carbon fiber body panels, bigger superchargers, nitro setups, and internal engine components galore. If you want to modify this car regardless of the application, there is a way. Depending on your budget, there is a Z06 for you. And just a quick disclaimer, this data was pulled specifically for the 2018 model year, and your searching may vary depending on your location and the current market climate. The 1LZ package, which is the cheapest of the bunch, these lack the Bose sound system, heated and cooled seats, the curb view camera system, and the exterior aero besides a smaller rear wing. These go for about $75,000. The 2LZ package, which is more of the middle ground. This is the sweet spot in my opinion. You get the Bose sound system, heated and cooled seats, the curb view camera system, side skirts, and the larger rear wing. They go for around $80,000 to $85,000. The 3LZ package, which is one of the most expensive ones you can get, this includes everything the 2LZ has, plus some fancier interior options like red or yellow stitching and the spice red interior. If you're really trying to be fancy, you can try and hunt down one of 650 Carbon 65 editions. These will go for about $85,000 to $90,000 minus the Carbon 65 edition. And finally, we have the Z07 package, which isn't really its own standalone package. It's usually paired with what I've noticed, the 3LZ package. Now what this adds is larger carbon ceramic brakes, an adjustable carbon fiber rear spoiler, and front splitter. These are usually priced very similar to the 3LZ at $85,000 to $90,000. The 2018 Z06 with a 3LZ package and Z07 package had an average sticker price of $107,000 to $114,000 when they were new. You can get one now with 10,000 miles on it for about $85,000 to $90,000. In my opinion, that's a steal. I would also like to add that one of GM's main selling points for this car was that it could hold 2 golf bags. They do know their target audience very well. I never really cared about Corvettes that much. I respected their existence in the car world, and that was about it until I drove one, specifically a 2016 Stingray. Sadly, I'm too young to rent a Z06, but even the Stingray was still an absolute thrill to drive. It felt refined and elegant just driving it normally, but when I put the pedal down, it was an absolute monster. At every stop sign, I couldn't help myself but floor it just to hear that 6.2 liter V8 scream and pop between shifts. I had a blast driving that car, and I could not stop smiling and laughing from the pure joy it brought me. I had kids coming up to me at red lights asking to rev it. I had people in similar cars, if not the same car that I was driving, pretty much out the window waving at me because they were excited to see somebody sharing a similar interest. It was just such a wicked fun time driving that car. And after a week of driving it, I knew I needed one, but I wanted something a bit more crazy, which is why I settled on the Z06. It's everything a Stingray is, but just more insane. For the money, you cannot buy a better performance car in my opinion. It looks stunning. Its performance shames modern supercars. It steers like it's on rails, and it's an absolute weapon for grocery shopping because that hatchback has so much room. Now, I would like to thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy this, please like it. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. And let me know if you want me to make more stuff like this. I do enjoy making videos like this. I do have more plans for videos similar to this in the future, but your feedback does help. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day because I am as well. Okay, bye.